Yeah. I know. Oh, mesh folder. So.
Especially while I close them, you can't.
Very nice.
When you grab it, it's like a shell.
Is this your coffee?
No, it's yours.
Yeah, okay.
Where the night that
Okay. Good morning. Especially that we're going into the final stretch to Matan Torah. So, someone asked me this week that they want to have a intercom. It's a very cheap thing you buy for $10-20 that you put one piece in the baby's room and the other piece you put to a place in the dining room so you can hear if the baby's crying. Otherwise you have to go running every few minutes to the baby's room to see how the baby is doing, especially if it's a one floor or second floor.
Wait, it's audio or visual both?
The question the person asked was just audio. Yeah, it turns it on before Shabbos, and if the baby cries, you hear. Okay. I from the incredible amount of Shabbos, I printed out one, just gives you a snapshot of what. So really, there are several shilas over here. And it touches upon the thing is it's like Maim Shein Lam Sof. It touches about what is electricity. It's because the same thing you have an issue about a microphone. It's Ongenum and Klal Yisrael that talking on a microphone is Chil Shabbos as if it's a Chil Shabbos Deiraisa.
You have a dog before Shabbos.
Yeah, we're talking about the Reform shuls, the conservative shuls at the heart of Mike under the thing. They turn it on before Shabbos, Lamazog. But still, but on the other hand, people need hearing aids. What are you going to tell them to turn off their hearing aids on Shabbos? They might not hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
So. Okay, let me hear. What do you say?
The microphone is with no electricity. The basic problem when you get down to it is that it makes a spark.
But there are plenty of hearing.
Yeah, they do not make a spark.
Does it make a spark?
That's what I've heard. Yes. I had an uncle from here. He Shabbos didn't want to put hearing aids in because of Shabbos. He would have had to do it on Shabbos also. He
didn't want it because of that.
Well, we used to make a joke that the money you can hear.
Have an AC on those shots, so anything else going
on one of
there are plenty of hearing aids.
Yeah, David, what did you say about the hearing aids?
There are plenty of hearing aids which have batteries that run much more than 24 hours. I have one hearing aid which runs 300 hours, so you don't have to touch it. You just have to make sure you have the right hearing aid.
Yeah. So Bemis is.
They could contact me if they need help.
It's a squeaky sound.
Rabbi Khan allows hearing aids as long as you don't touch them, as long as you don't adjust them on Shabbos.
Okay. So so one of the biggest poiskim on contemporary shilas, especially when it came to shilas of technology, was Rav Shlomo Zalman Auerbach. He had what happened was that his mother was hard of hearing. She needed a hearing aid. She asked her son to go ask Rav, what's the din? Rav said, doesn't know how an hearing aid works. So he was a young Talmid Chacham, and he wasn't lazy. And he went in. So to understand that, he went in to understand how electricity works. And Mela, he became the Welt's Mumche, because in shilas like this, you need to have two things. You need to understand the mitzias, and then what you really need to understand the lomdas. Sometimes you have people that know the lomdas, so they don't know the mitzias. Sometimes you have people who know the mitzias and very schwach in the lomdas, very, very schwach in the lomdas. And the lomdas is important here, especially when it comes to complex things on Shabbos, which melech is machshavas also Torah. You need to have a little machshav, a little lomdas here. So the Shlomo Zalman became it started off with the hearing, with a shaila with a hearing aid. So Taka Shlomo Zalman wrote extensively about it. So I'm just so it seems that there were Choshev Poiskim when way back in the time that I forget who that they asked him about the electric lights. He said Shabbos it's the chaser, but Yom Tov there's a little bit of fire burning in the wire, and when you turn it on, you're just being moisif on the fire.
Well, there's no fire, do you? You want fire. Fire is electrical power. It's higher.
I understand. I understand. I understand. But I'm showing you why. So he was, I forget who it was, but it was Mamish, one of the Gedolei Olam. So, but the Lomdus was not the problem by him. The problem was understanding the Metzias. That's why Shlomo Zalman was very big in these things. He, especially with electricity, he Mamish gut verstanden in electricity. And there was also as a gone Avel's gone. So the bottom line is, so there are so let's go back it to the hearing aid. There's those that there were poiskim that think that there is a question of the Isa de Reis over here. Why Malachas Avora? So the problem is, as soon as you say the word Isa de Reisa, it's going to be very hard to ever get around it. When something is a question of Isa de Reisa, it's like a fire. It's like an atom bomb. What are you going to say? Whatever we're soon going to say to be makel, Kollel, this is no. What do you mean? If it's a Isa de Reisa, even with a hearing aid, if a person Rahman al needs a hearing aid that they don't have, so if they cross the street, they can't hear a car is coming. That could be an unbelievable sakona, a person that needs a hearing aid and is not using a hearing aid. It could be an unbelievable sakona. But if you're saying that there's a malacha de raisa, stay home. So what? You have to go to Minyan. You have to go. So the word Gedolei Yisrael. I mean, contemporary Gedolei Yisrael. I'm talking about Ben Chasitzchak Shevet Halevi, who thought that you're creating a spark, and therefore it's havoda, and maybe electricity is boina, maybe noilat. Reb Shlomo Zalman Auerbach disagreed very strongly with all these ideas, and he said that this is not like a light bulb, and it's no havoda over here, and there's no noilat. But you have to go from item to item to know it's different. I'm talking about he has a long tshuva about hearing aid, and Lepoil, the only problem he had was to take the battery out or put a new battery in. But as long as on Shabbos, but as long as you put the battery before Shabbos, so that was the shit of Reb Shlomo Zalman Auerbach, that as long as you put in the battery before Shabbos, and you're allowed to talk to someone that has an hearing aid and is here. And he didn't think there was any problem. So that's the big thing. The thing is, in the intercom, there's a few more things that doesn't exist with by a hearing aid. Small things, Isur de Rabbanan, smaller things, but still they're issues to deal with. Playing any type of music on Shabbos. The Chakei Chassidim were makel based on a tshuva, the Menchas Eloza, that we go like this.
Music on Shabbos, Neko? This I never heard.
Yeah, you don't see in basement Menachem Mendel. We go like this. We don't go like this. We don't go like this. Shulchan Aruch says you're not allowed to do that. So you don't see people that go like this. So that's where we're makel. We go like this. But that's the only kula. Otherwise, there's a problem of playing musical instruments. So Shulchan Aruch, it's a Gemara Shabbos. The end, it's a Shulchan Aruch. And the Simon Shin Lamed Ches, that they would have like a bowl with water, and the bottom they would have like a metal pan, and it would go tick ding dong ding dong. The water would go out and make a little bit like, and it was a noise machine. There's some people McKenna Schluffen without a noise machine. This time of the year, the kids they want to put on the air conditioning. I'm not a person that needs so much air conditioning. Why? As when I was young, I needed a full cup of ice and the 60 degrees air conditioning 24/7.
Usually because the bill comes to you.
No, also that when you get a little older, the Tichas Adomim goes down. So Sadishta, right? It's not so much. So you don't need to have a full cup of ice and 60 degrees. But the kids, they want to have a full cup of ice and they want 60 degrees. Outside is 62 degrees. but they want the air conditioning on. But so I say yes. Why? Because it's a noise machine. It's machaya. When there's air conditioning in the summer, you put on the button, and but the kids fall asleep a few minutes later. It's great. Some people buy a noise machine. They buy a noise machine. You plug it in. Some people
With music or sound.
right. They have some sounds that
So they have it.
so the Shulchan Aruch says that you're not allowed to have it on Shabbos because it's all Zayda Shemi Yitak and Kalishir. So
What does that mean again?
that is Chazal was scared that you're going to start making a flute. You're going to start with this. You're going to go to that. You're going to go to that. Before you know it, you're going to be fixing your flute and your guitar.
If I could get it, not
Right.
Mr. Schwartz.
Right.
Can use noise machines on Shabbos?
Huh?
Can use noise machines on Shabbos?
Oh, the Magen Ram says for a choile it's mutter. The Alter Rebbe Paskin is that way. Little children,
They'll sleep at
they're not sleeping. There couldn't be a bigger choile than that. So you could use a noise machine on Shabbos. So good. And same thing over here with the. So you could deal with that with the intercom with the child. The other thing is, Pois can talk about Zilus of the Shabbos. So and another thing that they talk about is Kollel Rechaim. Thing you're not allowed to have because it's insemination and base. We're scared if a person there's a truma from the Moshe way back when the air conditioning. He had a problem of putting on a timer on air conditioning because of this. That on Shabbos someone's going to be choished that you turn on the air conditioning Shabbos. Now 50, 60, whatever years after he wrote the tshuva, it's already ongoing in the whole Klal Yisrael today to have the light switches and to have the air conditionings on timers. So probably by now, the Moshe himself would say, whatever I said 60 years ago, but today it's so yadua that people try to save money, and every air conditioning is on a timer, and the lights are on timers. So same thing over here. When it could be the same thing. But anyway, these are the four issues. And I gave you a copy of one. We'll read a little bit inside quickly, and you'll see that. So the bottom line is like this. Halacha. If you think like the Shevet HaLevi, or you think like the Minchas Yitzchok, that there might be a Sarachis or Deraisa, that maybe you're creating a spark. There's no way to get around it. What are you going to say? The only thing you could say here at this point is that the child is not chayv mitzvahs, and he's doing it for his own benefit, and maybe he's misasik, and the kid doesn't even know what he's doing. That's all nice. The problem is that you can rely on it, but then what happens when you go into the bedroom because the baby is crying, and you start rocking the baby and you sing a song, right? So you take the baby and you start, calming the baby down. So you're singing a song. Roshin keset mandlan is exist and Torah is the best schoida.
Your boys go through that.
Atazoy and Yankel is a learn and Torah. There's a grace at Talmud Chacham zal always vax. But in the meantime, your wife is sitting in the dining room and she hears you singing. So now you, whatever, if it's Issa that Rabbanon and we're makel because of Choyle v'chulu, so we could be makel. So that's what it really comes down to. And the bottom line is, I think it's Kedai who, if Shlomo Zalman, because he really, it's not just a shaila about measuring up the poskim of this generation. It's just that he was, besides the fact that he was going also, just that this was his expertise. He understood this.
What do you say the same thing by a wireless transmission? I mean, if it's contained in an airing aid, so it's no light. I mean, wireless is technically going to the light spectrum. You're talking about a whole different dark.
There's a lot of things that could be. There's sometimes these things that have like lights that go on, like a microphone.
Right.
So that could be. So then you're dealing with similar question to light bulb. Although today light bulbs are changing, and it wasn't like it used to be. Right. So, and I'm not. But every item you have to deal with goofish linyan. Give a look.
Wait, just very quick. Is maybe saying that only if it's a chayla, because people have these things. The same with the noise machine. People have it.
Usually, the people that are putting on the noise machine is because if they didn't have the noise machine, they're not going to sleep. So it's
right. What's up? But let me ask you, but
That's what I'm
To
saying.
be
Another
considered
point
like a
like that.
kollel.
Oh, it's gonna say you might
Yeah.
not have a good night's sleep, and then they might
Usually the
not be
people that are
well,
putting it on, yeah.
not function.
Yeah, they won't be able to
properly.
function without it.
let me ask you, but people have security cameras, and they have security cameras.
I know it's a problem.
Ask me for
I know.
by the song that you have this people can have.
But that's what they're doing. I want to leave the
Right.
camera for another time. Remind me we can get to the camera. Here, if you want to give a look over here in the Shaila, Hineni in page Kufzadik Gimel. Hineni Latzi, it's Dodi Shaila B'Tziris Oim. This is one of a dozen Shailas Shuvah that I looked at. Let's see, it's Dodi Shaila B'Tziris Oim. But Chilo Yesh Lavadi, my Desha Medabre Behedi L'Tocha Intercom. Im Yesh Isa Bazev, Im Hu Isa Toira Derabon. Minna B'Shovas Minchas Yitzchak. Page Kufzadik Gimel. You see it?
Yes.
We didn't ledaber b'techeram kol microphone. What's a shit? But Shacharis Shemonah Esrei shebachol milah shebedaber ma'aseh malachas havora ein sham is making sparks. Nimkein lachoyr arim the deinu. Aval zeh ein sham shemafakful is v'nidin mechoyne shmiya lacheshim shalom akilam bedavar. Himself is acknowledging that the oilam is makel in hearing aids. Vai and ein sham don liisa ledabel aram kol machmas oit kam isun. Aval yisoid adova b'metzias k'vishoyim b'mavinim. Lav miltz l'psiki shei dibber mizgaber koyach electric. Adover tole gam ken beize sug machinu. B'chlal, if there's a shayla, if your talking is even causing a difference in the electrical current. V'afim neimer shemizgaber k'tzas ein abor kol kach shas isur abor bedover v'kim shein shen shumshim the much b'malach machine v'chal kos kam achrein dav denaktin lahad l'kner shel electric isur shel toira kem chamam gachel shel mateches aval amadlik machine shel electric shein betech chel mateches anasa beres gechelos ein isur toira bedover asher kosav the b'tzir soim l'kamon gonin dam benidin evodim benidin lidan wintercom ein bekach chelik shemischanik gechelos boyedes. Ekapojskim hold that in the classic incandescent light bulb is like a gechelos bayeris and it's a isa deraisa. But in the other electrical things, Poskim, no, it's not so posh to say that it's isa deraisa. After Shemedlik Moisem Achadish B'Shabbos, Kolchken Sharkvar, Intercom Doilik Merev Shabbos, Eloshim is Gabek Tzas, Benoisev Zerim Electric, is Gabres Koyachadibor Becheder, Ema Malach Deraisa, Vula Gamla Avisa Drabon. ושמעתם מחוט נשאמה משמי דקוית קדושת רבינו מסחוס היוגן עלינו. שאמה שמצד איסר שבס אין איסר חומה כל כך לדבר על רמקול. ויקר הוא מה שיוצאו כנגד חכמי הדוירס ובני שהמשכילים קבוע בבוטי כניסייהם. ועל פי זה ייתן למי שקודש להשמיע לילך בשבס עם מכוינס שמיע. Cool line. That the Satmar Rebbe said to someone that it's true in Europe when the Reform and Conservative, whatever they were called in Europe, they had different names. Skilim, yeah,
The neologs.
That's what they called themselves.
Yeah,
that was their fancy name. So
Here now.
they were there. That was
In Hungary.
in Hungary. So they were keveya that there should be a microphone, and they did call everything with alumnus, and they turned it on before Shabbos, and it wasn't begolui, and it was, and so the Gedolei Yisrael went out b'shetz of ketzef against it. So the Satmaruf said, you have to understand, it's they did it Rahman al to break Judaism, not to build Judaism, and they wanted to be like the Goyim, exactly. So therefore, Gedolei Yisrael went out b'shetz of ketzef against, with real anger against it, pronouncing that this is a chilul Hashem and chilul Shabbos. But Lamaisa, the Samarov said that privately, people ask him about having a hearing aid, and he is makel to have a hearing aid. He didn't go into the lumdus. He just explaining why is it that the Gedolei Yisrael that went out with such a brouhaha against the microphone and quietly. We're telling people they should have a hearing aid. There might be differences in Metzias also, like someone just mentioned. There might be differences anyway.
Rabbi, in Baghdad, the Ben Ish Chai, in his shul, I wasn't there, my parents told me, had 3,000 people, and he used to speak. You don't hear needle drop, And the guy all the way in the back hear the same thing like the guy all the way in the front. It's unbelievable. After he passed away, his son took over, and he was talking. People was complaining, "We don't hear you, we hear you." You know, it's unbelievable. He has such a choir, and he never spoke loud. He spoke
Regular.
regular, and people hear him. 3,000 people. It's unbelievable.
I don't know any so-called capabilities throughout the movie storm without the microphone for it. But I personally think that if the microphone is also, so if the reform people started it, instead of saying, well, it's really also, I mean, it's really looking, but you can't do it anyway. That itself is wrong. We're going to accept it and said, okay, there's nothing wrong with it. That problem with the report, then the problem about the real things that they have, the real problems that they make. That's not my
I hear you. I'm just reading. I'm reading what's on the page.
Well, personally, it's experience with this. I once went to the chief rabbi Kollel on tours about a different issue. Not the issue that we talk about now. But while I was there, I brought up this particular issue that notice Israel, they buried people without organs. Right. And under reform, they started their own tribute for these jobs and buried people with organs. Because it's understandable that a lot of people just think that it's very unsavory to put the person they love right into the ground without having any attention. So I said to the foolish, look, according to Halacha, it's okay. It's way to go down the shulchan of this one is that, and we find it in the Gemara even, that these use coffins. And certainly in time the good thing does, they not only use coffins, it's very people in stone. So instead of making a stone that is like the reform and pushing people into the arms of the reform because they don't want to make their family in the ground, want to be just admit this or to look and let them should go. So what we could say was, well, no, you give it to them on one thing, you're going to start giving them on everything. So you just wouldn't answer me.
I hear.
But I think that the Commission is should allow orphans. People are orphans.
I hear.
But long the blame
I hear. Okay, listen. This you can disagree. I mean, this is the perspective. You see that the Satmar Rebbe was not the only one to have this perspective.
Aaron, I have an answer for you. You know why they're buried with coffin, no coffin? When Mashiach comes, it'll be much easier to get up without a coffin. That's why they're
Yeah, it doesn't make a difference. Yeah, exactly. The shaila is the attitude, and I hear it. Taina. B'shut shevet alevi oisel dav b'Shabbos aramko rak metam dahav klim yuch l'shmos kol b'vur beramo the klim yuch l'shmos kol. Avsheni kel shashir also. Lafis gam in deinu shu lots tzera kot shedine kel tzera chela v'aloi mevur b'mogen Abraham shel tzera chela muter lashmiyav kel shashir mamish. Ba'afetim tzelam mechchash isa b'dav makomakim yishlov l'hokel benidin dedan b'shalasenu aloi akot neina miskavan l'dav b'toichik. The Lord the main Machavlan on the Dava Betoiche, Mashimamela Nasa Pula Havalay Masasik Balma, we do him das the Baki Vega Betchuvas and Maches Afagav the Alma Masasku is a Toida, Al Shapota Toida Mekorma, Linia Shavas, and we get the Malach Klal, Kim the Lav Malach Machshava, Lanasa Veda Klal, Ayin Chelkas Yeval, Maisa Machulim Shanosh Klusha Shmir, Yoitzim Machain Shmir, hearing aid, Balaz. The oil chimim ben anoshim shebadavrim sham, val yod mezgab b'kerch dibba b'kerch zara, v'tech klishmiyah v'leis man dem mashgeich bei. No one argues about that. Kamoy she'elo laheter b'shut chelkas Yaakov, v'iskem l'dvaru b'shut be'er Moshe. The chelkas Yaakov we spoke about it many times. Of Yaakov Bereishis, where Moshe is a debetzin erov. Kuntis electric cement tezvov. V'meila da pi aloch yishmakom lahokol b'nidin she'elaseinu. V'moyten ruach hadas b'chol zeh seif kol sov games asper is the rabbanon. Also, the Halacha and the Cotton Sheasa, Isa the Rabbanon, the Havel of Bachal Safra, Isa Bedaim, like Pakasavlan, the Yosef, Isa the Rabbanon, in Bedover, the Cotton and Machavan, the Daber, the Turkey Klal, the Abda, the Psychresha, the Das, Kama Poiskum, the Psychresha, the Rabbanon Mut, Vavshal, Halacha is Kimu, Breva Poiskum, the Isa, the Kalmakam, Linian Cotton, Yishlak, like Shamati Svara, the Bekot Mutter, Dovashain, Miskavan, Psychresha, Abdi Teure, the Zeh, the Shach Betinik Barisa. Okay, ואוידה אלוי כבר הסכימו האחרים מדעס הרעש בדיסו דרבנו של הצורך של קוטן. מותר לספס לקוטן בידיים. V'zeh nami l'tzarki shakotin.
It's a list place. Let's catch
So you can feed him something if it's able. So you have to hold him back from doing chilul Shabbos. But if he's doing it for his own benefit, so here the baby naniach he's doing something wrong, but he's doing it for his benefit. Mamela the mutter lispas la'achen and davar zeh b'chede shakotin. The noise of Achol Zed Kamal Shem Chachetz Tzarchi Cotton then Kachel Shem Mesakon the Mutli Sol Aspat Mishvili so Rabban Shinui That the name the Isur is Mekoma Kamadan Shlatzar Shitz Apois Matin is Rabban de Yisrael. Okay. So bottom line is I think if someone needs it, look, if you could get away without putting an intercom, Matoiva Manoim. Like I said, it's the problem is also because that delta is going to go into the room. The demis is some of these machines are so cheap that a little crackle in the room is not heard. Mamish only crying or speaking lahedya is heard. So as I said before, just like the Shlomo Zalman was making Gabi hearing aids, it could be kedai to be makel for this. If you're worried for the safety of a child, if it's not mamish, it's the second floor, chulu, and you're worried about the safety of a child, kedai to
And it's helped a lot.
yeah.
Helped a lot.
Let's do the live version. How?
Yeah, me too.
Someone asked this week. A woman asked that she's very sensitive to it's very sensitive skin, chulu, and is it stama chumra b'yalma to have to wear socks? To cover to cover the goof from the knee until the bottom of the foot, or is it stama chumra b'alma? That's what the person is asking. If it's a chumra b'alma, she's not interested in doing it because it's too hard for her. But if it's a din, it's a din is a din. It's a din is a din. So
Well dressed. That how touch the skin.
I understand, but that's not what she wants. She wants to wear a dress till her knees. She doesn't want to wear a long dress. She wants to wear a dress till her knees. Because I didn't ask her questions what the shaila is. You know what I mean? I'm just I am and Lapoil, she doesn't want to wear socks or tights. So that
What's news if you have a tights? If the woman has
she doesn't want to wear it. She asked, Rabbi, I want to know, is this a chumrah, which I could forego chumras, or is it a din and I'm obligated to do it? So the answer is like this. Chazal say, so there is two things. There is a person has to be dressed based on Bas Torah Vidas Yehudis. So in every society, based on what the standards are in those countries, in countries that were in Arabic countries, the Bereishis Yisrael used to, they used to cover their face, whatever it was, like the Rambam describes that. The Ori Edom, the Jewish women walk around, their faces are not even covered. Wow. But
Arab country Jews who go over the Muslims.
yeah,
The hijab and everything.
yeah. I don't know exactly. I don't know.
Okay,
But,
well, they can see the most of the women in the street feel
right. So the Jewish women used to go similar to that. So that's one thing. And then there is Loma Zogin, there's a country over there, they walk without begod and bachlal. They walk without begod. So over here you can't say, oh, so you go with the so the Pashtus, when there's absolutes. There's absolutes. There's something which is an erva. So what's an erva? You have to look. With Lagabi, the best place to look is the Hilchas Tefillah. You're not allowed to be mispal in front of an erva. So the best way to define what's an erva, because Chazal say what you're allowed to daven and what you're not allowed to daven in front. You're not allowed to daven in front of an erva. And the din is even if there's a glass between you and the erva, it doesn't matter because the giluya erva is the problem. So the shaila is what's considered an erva. The truth is, for a woman, and erva is very small. What's considered an erva, and maybe even every woman it's a whole discussion. If it's a woman to herself, or even other women could see her, and we say the erva is mamish very small part in the guf. But mashenkin to a man, we say sar be'isha erba, shoik be'isha erba. Okay, what's a shoik? So here is it seems to be a machloikis. The Chazon Ish has a whole discussion about this because the Mishnah Berurah says that that really from the knee and below is not part of erva. Depends if in your country the derech is to cover it, it has to be covered. And if in your country the women don't cover it, it's not an erva, and you're allowed to daven. If the woman did not put socks on that chelik of the guf, didn't put on tights, it's mutter for you to daven kenegda. That's what the Mishnah Berurah holds. Now a lot of poskim disagree. Mechlolim, they bring a rai from the Alter Rebbe's Lashon also that he held that the bar, because the Alter Rebbe says that countries that people walk without socks, so that chelik in the guf is taken not an erva. It's mashma from the Alter Rebbe that above that's your foot, but mashma from the Alter Rebbe from your ankle going higher, that makes no difference what people do in your country. That would be shoik be'isha erva. Shailul Chazal said shoik be'isha erva. They mean the pedika elyon until the knee, or they meant from the knee until the ankle. What's shoik be'isha erva? I'm showing up my hand, but the same thing would be in the foot. Is it like the pedik elyon until the knee, or shoik be'isha erva is from the knee until the ankle? Which is shoik be'isha erva?
Shok in Hebrew is the part from here going up in the leg. That's called in Hebrew.
But Mr. Ben Yehuda cannot pass an halacha. It's very hard. Oh, so the shaila is if we consider why a person can the same like a behemoth or not.
Yeah.
So it comes down to machloikis. Prima godim, if shoik by a person is the same like shoik by a behemoth, and that's where it comes down to really. Now, if you say like the Mishnah Berurah, so then you could easily say that in America. You could easily say in America the derech is not to cover that chelik in the guf. The thing is, in America, you could say the minig is to dress even less than that. But whatever you can argue, and you could say whatever. There is a certain standard of people that are tzanua, and even the people that dress decent, you could say that that chelik they don't consider a mokum erva, and mizman they'll even the people that are tzanua, they dress, and this is a chelik in the guf that they're not makbid to cover. But if you learn, like the Alter Rebbe, like many other poskim, that what's up for grabs is only the bottom of the foot, but from here to here is the shoik. Not like the Mishnah Berurah that says from here to here is shoik. So then it gets much more difficult to be makel. So this is erva. So how could a woman walk around? First of all, if anyone is davening in her presence, then obviously she's being machshel the person because he's not allowed to daven. And well, she's being machshel people by being megala erva, and that probably would be automatically going to das Moshe B'Yehudis that has to be covered for sure in the public. So that's really where it comes down to.
The breast is not erva.
For sure it is.
Or naked, it's erva, right?
For sure.
That tomorrow, the structure is very problematic. Because it also says in the very same Gemara, Yad Iyar.
So the shaila is what yad, right? So the shaila is what are the?
What does it mean though that it's an error? Like when it says Yad Iyar, there's nobody disagrees with this to the Yad. Nothing else. And it also says holy Iyar. It doesn't say single.
I know.
It just says whole. So
True.
it's possible to interpret that even talk to her is an error.
I know.
So those who understand this thing of the whole Gemara community will be still some error when they're arousing your thoughts.
Right.
But otherwise, not necessarily, because otherwise you want that gathering share and talking to a woman, that's really share.
Okay, I hear. But still, this thing, if you hold like the Mishnah Berurah, you're already starting much more kulidik.
Yeah.
You think that?
Yeah. I don't agree.
So let's read it inside very quickly. Shulchan says tefach megula b'isha b'makom shadaka l'chasosa for l'ishti asur alikas klishma kenegda. Mishnah Berurah says aval panei yodeh k'fi aminik shaderech lis megulas ba'osim makom lachem parsas b'regel ad hashoik v'nikra kni, the part, the upper part of her, what we call today the thigh, until the knee. B'makom shadakem leilach yachav mutal. I'm sorry, from the bottom of the foot until the knee, from the ankle until the knee. B'makom shadakem leilach yachav mutal likis kenegdoi shekim shirogel behem ein bar ledehiru. B'makom shadakem lachasas shiurim tefach k'meshar aguf isha. Avol zeresev v'shoika afile regilam leilach megula kederech haprutzois. Also, if in that country they're megala even higher than the knee, that's the way women walk. They walk with skirts that are above the knee. So it's not going to help to say that that's the derech. Piski Tshuva brings a chay adam klal dalid simon beis pashtus l'shayna much shekavanos alahate rak parses ragla ada karzel till the ankle. That's it. Bahar b'achrenim kotzel lahed yesheregel makarzel ada berech from the ankle until the knee. Arna shoyka muska b'chazal.
What's parsis? The bottom or the top?
No, this
Oh,
is this part of it. V'harbachim kosolay yesheregel makarzel berechen hashoyka muska b'chazal. Bereishis v'lchena minig b'bati yisrael akshenim shenoshim zhiris libush garbaim hamachasim heitem raglayim gam b'derech v'gam b'shefta b'bayis k'dei lo lahachshol b'aleim v'shor b'nei mishpocha v'amiris dvarim shbedusha nege tefach magula v'ein lahakol b'zeh. I'm just showing you, Taka, that there's a lot of places that are machman. This ring from the Alter Rebbe. Alter Rebbe says tefach magula b'ishem mak shdak al chas erva. He afilu he ishte b'nei maybe the hirush mistakel b'vachin also likas l'spal kenegdik my erva keneged erva mamish ad she'ach zeponim l'tzadacher. Alter Rebbe is makel if you maf zeponim yesh matirim gemeine mistakel b'afil aroi b'avar b'alma kimeshein erva l'on shemayvin hirur b'lochush the hirur el k'shemistakel b'aloi b'riyeh b'alma v'chol shekein. Imatzim eine wenn klal shmut mentzer alaz upon v'leish lism machal devrim kishev shemin yanacher. The Alter Rebbe says you can rely to be makel that if there's women around and there's nothing you can do to just turn your face or close your eyes. Yeshem v'sor l'shen alav tefach l'bishtav bisha acheres apil pochs mit tefach os. Am panev yedea shadakel is megula muter likes kenegden kimin shirogel behem ein bal the hiru rab keneged shoyka. Also, after bisha shoyka ein mokem mutzna beish shadakel is megula shmkem shem lavan peloes kimin shu mokem mutzna beish ervi. B'yeshem shafil pochas mitefach megula b'shoyka erva afil b'yishte v'noch v'loch shedebreim. It's mashav in the Alter Rebbe that the whole discussion, if you could be makel or not, is only the place where they put on the socks, the lower part, but the higher part, that's what they're saying from the Alter Rebbe. So anyway, bottom line is someone according to Mishnah Berurah, there is room to be makel, but many poskim hold Kollel the Chazanish that no, that not like the Mishnah Berurah that says that the sheikh is here, the sheikh is here. Someone asked me this week, why is it in the Chabad Siddur and the Lubavitch Siddur, the Alter Rebbe Siddur, it's that every tefillah it says zecher l'tzis Mitzrayim, and the Shabbos morning in the davening, it's almost when you start the sentence, it almost like it's like oh, well, what happened? The paragraph didn't finish. It's like feels. Here. Yisum malchus v'shem Shabbos. Stops. And all the other tefillas it says zecher l'maaseh bereishis. Why is it Shabbos morning? It's missing the last three words zecher l'maaseh bereishis. You almost want to say it because in Musaf Friday night you say it. Why is it Shabbos by day you don't say it? So the Rebbe's grandfather wrote a sefer Kollel, and he gives the answer for this. Zecher l'maaseh bereishis. I'm a Mishnah Chassidim Tam al pi Kabbalah. Shebetfilah Shacharis Shabbos lo yom zecher l'maaseh bereishis. Al pi Poshet yesh shloimeh. Hine mekiddush leil Shabbos. So he says, I'm going to tell you a pshat al pi Poshet. It's a beautiful pshat. He said, I'm going to tell you a pshat not al pi Kabbalah. Hine mekiddush leil Shabbos oimrim zecher l'maaseh bereishis. Basically, I'll tell you the pshat. Such a brilliant pshat. Maybe we'll read it inside a second. there's 2 times when Eden got the mitzvah of Shabbos. And in Aseres Adibris, besides the discrepancy of zecher v'shamar, there's a whole posek discrepancy. And the first time Aseres Adibris, it says that you have to keep Shabbos to remember that the second time it says that the Eibusher was pointing you. It's not just the word. Chazal says zecher v'shamar. It's a discrepancy. Which one was it? But really, it's not just the one word. It's the whole reason why you should keep Shabbos. In Aseres Adibris, it's in Pashas Yisroi. It gives you one reason to keep Shabbos, that you should know the Chidush Ma'aseh Bereishis. And the second time we read the Aseres Adibris of Eschan, and it gives you a totally different reason why you keep Shabbos. To remember that they took you out of Mitzrayim. So which one is it? So Befashtus says the Kollel. What do you mean? Which one is it? The Eibusher told us twice to keep Shabbos. Once b'Mora and once b'Matan Torah. So you could say that b'Mora it was zecher l'maaseh Bereishis, and Aseres Adibris, which is Matan Torah, which is the siyum of Atzis Mitzrayim, which we see Chasam al Mitzrayim Tavdin l'Skim al Ha'or Hazeh, that the whole tachlis of going out of Mitzrayim was Tavdin l'Skim al Ha'or Hazeh. However you say the pshat, Rashi says, but whatever, that's what it's a posuk in Torah. Mitzir Chasam al Mitzrayim Tavdin l'Skim al Ha'or Hazeh. That the tachlis of going out of Mitzrayim is Matan Torah. That's why we can't say Soimer. The Ran said, being more excited. The Zohar says,
What tribe of Shabbos is the tribe? What's it remember itself? The whole remembrance is for my inspiration.
That's what it says. What do you think when you read the pasuk?
Shem took some tribe and showed us that he's the RIshon of the world, and therefore he created the world.
No. That's not pshat. In Aseres Adibris, when you read it in Parshas Eschana, that the Eibusher took you out and he gave you mitzvah. This is
Avdus.
yeah, the Rabban Avdus, yeah. So he says, Bazoi is verstandig. Shabbos morning, there's the whole Chazal made a takon. Now, what should be the middle bracha? Yismach Moshe b'matnas chelke. Ge'even neman koros aloi klil feres bereishis asat eloi v'omde lefanech al har Sinai. Shnei luchas avonim hori b'yode v'chosu v'hem shmir Shabbos v'chen kosu v'hem shmir sefer. Shomer b'nei Yisrael is a Shabbos, not zecher. Shomer. V'loi nesate l'goy arotzes. The truth is, even if your pshat is right, there's a difference in the. It's
on the punch level.
Right. V'lo nesat Hashem l'goy arotzes. V'lo inchalt Elohim de'v'silim. And then Yismuch v'malchus Hashem l'Shabbos, and we finish off. B'shvir etzisa v'v'kidash Yischem l'zem v'yisek erosa. Why would you say zecher l'maaseh Bereishis? Since we're talking about klil teferes beroshim, we're talking about the way the Torah was given by Har Sinai. The way Torah was given by Har Sinai, the emphasis was not on zecher l'maaseh Bereishis. However you learn the pshat, the emphasis was on zecher l'tzis Mitzrayim, not zecher l'maaseh Bereishis. L'poil on Shabbos, we sometimes we say zecher l'maaseh Bereishis, zecher l'tzis Mitzrayim. Whatever the pshat is in zecher l'tzis Mitzrayim. So usually Shabbos is taka, the day that we emphasize that this is the Chidush Olam, that the Eibusher created the world. But the way it's emphasized in the second time we read and the way it's emphasized is as Shacharis with Yitzis Mitzrayim. So because Chazal Momatak, we should emphasize the way Torah will give it, the way Shabbos was given, not b'Mora, but the way Shabbos was given al Har Sinai. And Har Sinai, the emphasis is not zecher l'maaseh Bereishis, it's zecher l'tzias Mitzrayim. So therefore, you take out the word zecher l'maaseh Bereishis. I think it's a very nice pshat. It's just beautiful, huh? It's glad. It's taka this pshatim api Kabbalah, but it's just very glad, very nice. Okay. No. This is the Rebbe's great grandfather. It was a very choshev poisig. I mentioned this till today. Every rav that's Masada Gittin uses a sefer called not Tiv Gittin. It's called. It just comes out of my head the right moment. This moment. And every Masada get Adayam uses that sefer. And then he wrote also the sefer Shara Kollel. It was,
Very
yeah. So that's his pshat. Okay, David shall helfen that the schus we see in this week's parsha, the Gewalt and the schus of Shmina Shabbos. There's, I mean, really the parsha is really talking in the larger Shabbos, the Shabbos of Shemitah. But Bachlal, the thing of keeping Shabbos. So the David shall helfen that we should come to this week. We're saying that it will be Vishvati Chayerom in Oretz. The Eibusha says Vishbati Chayero min Oretz. It couldn't be bigger Chayes Ros. The Rambam says that the Chayero is not talking about in the zoo. The Chayero is talking about the Goyim, the Rishi Yumas Oilam. That's the Chayero. The Rambam says in the last page, the pasuk of the first, the second, Vishbati Chayero min Oretz. We have the Cherev lo yataver ba'artzachem. So the Alter Rebbe says the Chukoisai.
Yeah.
So the Alter Rebbe says that the beautiful word that the Alter Rebbe says that we see that a little child, a little thing sets him off, and he gets very angry, and he's angry, and he gets in a fight with a friend, and his anger goes from 0 to 90 in 30 seconds. And an adult, because there's moich in the gadlus, so whatever. So this will check with my carpet. There's other things in life. So because the Alter Rebbe says that's a pshat. If you look in the Novi, it says lo yarev le yishchis kuchal hakochi the gorzev kevis amol oretz deis Hashem kamayim lamachas. When the people in this world lish ligen in narishkeit, Hamai said the whole world hush money does about narishkeit. There'll be amol oretz deis Hashem. That even the Goyim are going to come to the Yidden, they're not going to be turning on the news service to hear Narishkeit and what went on in the courthouse in Lower Manhattan. They'll come to hear about Gadlus Hashem, or Rabba Masecha, Magadlu Masecha. So just like a baby, when he grows up, because it's geworden ein bisschen moich in the Gadlus. That's the Hemshech in Yonim. Vishbati Chayerom in Oretz, even the Chayes Eroes. Befrat the Goyim, that are the biggest Chayes Eroes, is that once there's going to be Umol Oretz Deis Hashem, therefore they're going to be Lo Yareh V'Lo Yashchis Eib Shal Halfen, the Taka take of Miyad Mamish, we should see Vishbati Chayerom in Oretz, Shapot Venen von alle Hamas and alle Soni Yisrael.
Amen.